Well, we just got through a terrible tragedy in Boston where some innocent folks were killed and maimed, and just terrible loss of life and tragedy. And then our president got on TV and wondered out loud how two immigrants who received so much from this country could turn around and pay us back like that. Could kill and hurt us. That really frightened me. That struck me and frightened me. That he just doesn't get it. And so, Mr. President, I've got an anecdote for you, and that should make some sense to you and other liberals that just don't get it. I'm gonna make sure I get my facts right here. I'm going to take you back to April 22nd, 1979, and this is a while ago, but it's going to make some sense to you here. A guy named Samir Kuntar, who took a young man in northern Israel hostage. His name was Danny Haran, and he took his 4-year-old daughter hostage as well. They took him to this little seaside resort and shot Mr. Haran, Danny Haran, in front of his daughter, and took the daughter, bashed her head up against the rocks, and just to make sure she was dead, beat her head with his rifle butt. And so terribly that the police reported that they couldn't even recognize that this was a little girl by the time they got to her. Now, fast forward to 2008. Israel decided to release Mr. Kuntar in exchange for the bodies of two of its tortured soldiers who had been captured, along with a lot of other. They released other captives as well. And he took up residence, Mr. Kuntar did, in Lebanon. A few days later, a week later, the Geppetto-looking head of the Palestinian Authority, who's still the president of the Palestinian Authority, who has visited the White House on many occasions, and who has been visited by American and foreign dignitaries on many occasions in Ramallah. He visited Samir Kuntar based on his own request, and reportedly hugged him, kissed him, and I want to get this right, called him a hero of the Arab cause. In what world is this butcher, is this piece of garbage a hero? Well, Mr. President, I'll tell you which world. You don't want to hear it, but I'll tell you. In the Muslim world, not the Al-Qaeda world, not the some radical Islam world, in the Muslim world. Now, let's connect the dots. You think that's an isolated case? Well, let's go from 1979 till today. Let's talk about, and let's go around the world. Let's talk about, and I'll just name a couple of things here. Let's talk about the cutting off of limbs of little children in southern Africa. Let's talk about suicide bombings for the last 30 years in the Middle East, all over the Middle East, Arabs as well as Israelis. Let's talk about the killings and murders of our own innocents here at home. What don't you just get? What don't you get? What don't you understand? They celebrate murder. You know, I read a survey a number of years ago. I think it was by Al Jazeera, but I don't recall exactly who. That 25% of the Muslim world is okay with killing non-Muslims. 25%. That's, for those of you that don't have a calculator at hand, that's around 300 million people. That's the population of the United States. The population of the United States is okay with terrorism, with murder. And whenever they have a grudge, or they get the courage up, or whatever they require, it's okay. They just spin off and they go out and strap on a bomb, or just go kill somebody. And you're wondering, Mr. President, now you're wondering why they would do it, why they picked on those folks running in the marathon. It doesn't make a difference whether they're running in a marathon, or on an airplane, or in a schoolyard, or at a picnic. What's next, huh? What's next? You have no idea what's going on. And we're all in trouble because nobody does.